Good morning and greetings, all our distinguished guests. Thank you for joining us today. And today is the third day of SITE 2022 or Startup Innovation Thailand Expo 2022. Today we have many interesting topics and all our sessions are organized as a hybrid event. Currently, we are on site at NIA National Innovation Agency, and for those joining us through Metaverse Forum, you can also visit us and join us in all the topics, all the talks. In the topics of innovation. Today we have several activities that we will carry out throughout the day. If you are on site, still you can go to site.nia.or.th to create your own avatar and enjoy Metaverse Forum, Metaverse Marketplace, and also other activities that we have prepared for you. And today, the theme of today is the new way of life with new normal, with a focus on Metaverse, and that will be our topic in the first session.
The third day of SITE 2022 or Startup Innovation Thailand Expo 2022. I'm Gwang Kimjara. It's my honor to be your MC for this fantastic session, which is we would like to start with the first topic on our Metaverse Forum. So we would like to present to you the topic of Metaverse, unlimited in business opportunities. Actually, if we talk about Metaverse, we are plugging into the changes beyond our imagination with the technology innovation of Metaverse. Metaverse is becoming a pivotal part of business and bringing many of new opportunities. But however, is every company completely and fully prepared for Metaverse implementation or not? So right now, our distinguished speaker are going to discuss and tell us a little bit more detail about this. So I would like to introduce to you Dr. Gandhi Leopairod. Please welcome. Sadika, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you very much for having me here. Khun Gwang Ka, this is going to be a wonderful day, and we're going to talk about something very dramatic, something into the future, and something that we all need to be ready of. So
Right.
I'm very delighted to be here and share our dream and our vision in Metaverse Unlimited, and especially the business opportunities and also how it would change the way we live, work, learn, and play. So stay tuned. So let's see what we have here. I think my presentation is already up. So these are how I structure what we can discuss and share in this half an hour today. So when we talk about Metaverse, there are a lot of debate and discussion these days. And what exactly it is, we know it for sure, for fact, it's going to be the future. Let's take a pause on that, and we can all agree that Metaverse are now in a very early stage, and we're going to look at different lenses. We're going to dive into the way we, MQDC, started out the frameworks, designed the Metaverse on the real estate. These are the frameworks that we look at it, we adapt it, and we expand. And also would like to share with our audience here what the future implications look like. Something going to amaze you quite a great deal, how Metaverse can empower us to do a whole lot of things that we can't do it now. A lot of questions that I've received in the recent days. What exactly Metaverse? In Thailand, we try to put a Thai word into it. Metaverse is Dakkawan Narumit, which is quite cute to me and quite nice. But let's take a look at the word here. Put it to Metaverse into two forms: meta, beyond. verse is world, universe. So long story short, we are talking about the world that beyond reality, beyond any theory that we are believing in. So this is my short definition of metaverse. Another definitions that most people refer to on the technology and innovation side, we're looking at the shared virtual 3D, three-dimension world, or even worlds. But most importantly, we're going to create that interactive, immersive, and also collaborative environment through the device, a physical device that we have at hands. But to me, again, when I talk to the peers and experts around the world, not many people like the word metaverse just yet. They probably feel like, well, is this like derived from one person that tried to promote their brand? So besides metaverse, we hear crossverse, we see omniverse, where you have the physical world and virtual world interact together. But in any regard, to me, we probably don't need to spend time on debate on that all that much, because we all agree that this very day, what day today is June 2022. It is a very early day of the metaverse or crossverse or xverse or omniverse itself. So it's all up to us to explore together and learn together. So if you feel like, oh, I don't know what's all metaverse right now, it's like I'm totally, outdated. Well, rest assured, we're all in this together. Just like way back in 1990s, I believe for most of the audience here, not even born yet. But that's pretty much exactly the same thing we felt like when we felt towards the internet, that we did not know back then the internet would take us this far. E-commerce, talking online, hybrid work, and so many other things. So I would like to to support the idea that we are in this together and we're going to explore the future together. So let's move on forward. Talking about metaverse, a lot of people would talk about, oh, this is the rise of Web 3.0. So I think these two terms is not cannot be used interchangeably, but somehow it refers to one another. It's all about moving forward of the technology. But to us, once again, metaverse is not just about technology. It's all about we're gonna live in the very different forms. We have the new opportunity. But let's take a look. Take you back to the past just a little bit. I always say that my generations here is so lucky that we see the development from the letter, the telegram, the real telegram, not the application, the telegrams, but development of Web 1.0, 2.0, and now I am living in the 3.0 developments. So take us back to Web 1.0 back in 1990s. We talked about the read-only information based, a very centralized form of information. Web 2.0, which is what we do about now, from 2004 to now. This is like the timeline is not exact, but it's kind of it's an evolution of technology as well. We are living in the world of the very interactive internet life, but most of the stuff right now is still centralized. Web 3.0 is going to be, we believe, we believe is going to be the key engine and the key tipping point, and how we're going to go on to the metaverse in a full capacity, where we're talking about immersive experience, and the way we manage the data and transaction is all decentralized. So if we talk about a lot of stuff that we changed, and this is, I always say, this is the dawn of the metaverse. It's a very early day. It's a way for us to explore. So a view of metaverse today. So it's early, but it's been around us for quite some time in a very different forms. We talked about the NFT sales not doing very good right now in the market, but still be the key engine and key elements when we design our metaverse. So, or my daughters are really crazy in Roblox. She spent more than half of her time after school in Roblox platform with her friends, and so many others. Let's take a look one by one. This is why we say that Metaverse is not just happened. It's happened and it evolved gradually for quite some time. So if we talked about the whole concept, thanks to the source of Newzoo, the concept actually started out as early as 1960. So it has evolved and become reality through games, Second Life, Animal Crossing, or any other what we call as a game platform back then. For example, Second Life, and now they're going to be born as the second of the Second Life these days. So it has been working around, and it looked at how the world received it from the game environment to games platforms. But now I strongly believe that this is not just a gamification, but gamification is still important. But it's all about living the new, creating the new dimension for our life, so that we can explore the opportunities together. So again, Metaverse in a very different lenses. We talk about Decentraland, or the one on the right-hand side will be the vision of Mark Zuckerberg, and say, hey, this is going to be immersive social media in the future. Hopefully it will be in the near future. Or the way we look at, our young Gen Z will spend a whole lot of time with their friends in Roblox, meeting new people. So these are what we call the metaverses in a very in very different lenses, and they're all correct. It's all play a part and contribute into what we should see, and somehow I would feel like these are different lenses. This could be different verses, and somehow it will merge. It will link together and try to create a very seamless interoperability between different verses or between different metaverses. So let's move on forward. What I learned a lot from the younger generations, which is Gen Alpha. So this is how they meet people. So my gens, I have to go to my friend's house to play either the games or anything, have a good time. But this generations, you can name it 12 years old and younger, they go online to meet their friends, to be with their friends. So I can see that the behavior has shifted. Of course, the COVID and the lockdown has helped accelerate this phenomena, that's for sure. But I can see that this is going to move on forward, and we're going to see something that we haven't seen before in generations ago. So this excites me very much. This is the way the case studies where the metaverse can create a great opportunities. A lot of people talks about these two cases when we have the virtual concert in Fortnite, Travis Scott and Ariana Grande. And we all see that the opportunity for both, you can just also get the best seat in the house all the time because you don't have to reconstruct it with the physical the space at all. So we see that with the statistics or the way we perceive at the business opportunities, if these two, both Travis and Ariana, do the concert physically, these are the viewers, number of viewers that they could get. Then we talk about the Fortnite, something in the we can call it online, which is the Epic Games Fortnite. The viewers can reach out, I don't know, this is even more than 10 times. So this is what sparked the idea back then into 2020 and 2021 that this is not, it's just a game anymore. It's not just a short-term entertainment anymore, but it is open up the huge business opportunity that brand itself and the business can go into the metaverse and explore new needs, and that is motivate a whole lot of us to look into it. When we talk about metaverse, and a lot of attention will go to, we can do the virtual lands, get an NFT, games, more like entertainment in a game environment type of style, which is true, but that's not all. The way that we Future Tales Lab, MQDC, our Super Lab, and MQDC ideally are exploring into it is a capability of Metaverse or this technology to help change our lives. And we came across this study from Rendever in the United States that, well, if we take part bit by bit of the technology, so-called in Metaverse or VR, we can do something even greater, not just, the pleasure of their games or making money in different way, but we can also help people live better, longer, healthier. So to take this example that they Rendever used a VR for senior citizens to overcome social isolations. I think this is a grand example. Of course, if you guys were in the this Oculus, to me, I can't be in there no more than 20 minutes. I totally get motion sick. But somehow this could be the tools that enhance the way we live, and also fight the global pain point, either aging society or the climate changes, the way that we understand world better. Take another example that I learned from the lab principal from Virtual Human Interaction Lab and from Stanford University. I was impressed to understand that they actually use this technology, take people to what we call Metaverse, but actually the virtual reality, to see how the world would change if you don't do anything now, if you don't take any action on the climate change today, and this is where you're going to live. I think this is a powerful tool beyond just the game and entertainment, and of course, open up the door of the business opportunity quite large, where we can engage with the reality better. We can understand how the environment will change, and we can understand how future scenarios look like, which is in the light of my work at the Future Tales Lab and Future Foresight as well. Come to this, I always get the question, what the heck is exactly? We talk about Metaverse, we can talk about reality, AR, MR, and AV. Let's stress this in just a little bit, because I feel like it could be just anything. If we are the business, we need to pick the right tools to implement into some such scenario. So you understand the reality. It could be mixed reality, mix of them all. You understand the augmented reality, where we do it is an enhanced version of the real or physical world that can be achieved through the use of digital visual elements. The easiest example that most Thai would understand would be Pokemon Go. The second one, in my chart, the third one, augmented reality. We are talking about the virtual reality that implies the real objects. Even the gamers and themselves can be projected into particular virtual world. And the last one that you probably understand and clear, virtual reality, when we're immerse ourselves in the virtual world completely, and all the environment around us. What we see, though, is going to be the combination, the mix of these depends on the business we are in. Let me take example. My main, the company of the MQDC, we are the real estate. We explore all of them, especially the augmented reality, because we also need to live in the place, our house, our home, our office. But our job here is to find out how we can leverage this technology to live better, to be more efficient, to be happier, to be understand and get into the well-being at the core. So the problem statement could be very diverse, depends on your business. Just a quick thing on the layers that I really like. I have to thank to John Radoff to write out these 7 layers of the metaverse, which is a way, to me, it's structural and quite easy to understand. We have to look at it from infrastructure. So from 5Gs to 6Gs, this development would also be the drivers of the metaverse. Create the human interface, mobile, smart glasses, any wearable device or haptic suit will also play the part into building a good metaverse. Decentralizations, of course, we talk about Web3 and blockchains, how we do the transactions beyond the reality. Spatial computing, something that would relate to the digitization of your activities, of machines, peoples, and objects, and the environment that would take place to enable and optimize actions and interactions. I like the creator economy because this is going to be an environment that open up the opportunity to create a new asset, and also anyone can be creator to discover new things and also to discover the new experience. All these 7 layers of John Randolph will also create the 8th layer, which is the meta economy. So technically, it's our job here to define that if this is the drivers or the key signal of change, what will be the economy that we should leverage or build up, the business opportunity out of that. I have several case studies. So this one is Gucci, it's NFT, both online and offline. So you can have the Gucci style in the virtual version, or the point that we do. This happened to be my favorite one. It's an Australian Open and happened to be our partner who delivered this dream. So if we talk about tennis, that's a sport. The whole court, if you put into the square foot and assign those to each NFT, would it be better if you go, cheer our tennis player, not just the game at the end game of win or lose, but we look into opportunity that we can gain something, by owning the NFT of the tennis court. So I think this is a brilliant idea, and it's always been my case studies that we can create another opportunity out of the ordinary. It takes creativities, and also it takes, of course, economics and technology. So this is going to be a good one for you. I would like to encourage you to look at it further. Now come to the last section in the last 6 minutes of my talk here, the future implications. And our signature of Future Tales Lab, we normally go by, the future of living, work, learn, play, move, and how we engage with sustainability, which is very important to all of us here in this world. Take a look. If Metaverse would help you be in the memories that you're fond of, someone that's not here anymore physically, if we go to our house, if we miss someone, we look at the photo or look at their video clips, daydreaming of the past all day. But would it be different? How would you feel if we can feel the different? We can feel the love, and we can feel the talk of those people that not with us anymore. I call living memory. Our researchers, friends and peers in MIT Media Lab, they call digital immortality. So I think it's something that I understand that it could be the debate of religious from this point on. But I would like to spark the idea that the impossible become, the possibility as we see today. We also extend the idea and the potential of digital assets, the tokenization, both real physical one and the virtual one, which is what we are working on right now. And even just example before, we can use this technology to go into the next frontier of healthcare and sick care, or especially the mental health problem that we can also utilize it. The future of work, just like we are today, we are hybrid. So this is all extended into a greater experience. We can get paid in some of the tokens. I can't say that much because Bank of Thailand may not be happy for me saying that, but somehow it's also linked up with the reality, how we create the meta economy out of our very own economy. The way we recruit and hiring would be different and redefined. Next, I think that relate to a lot of us a lot, which is the future of learning, not just in school or universities, but it talks about the lifelong learning, something that we can engage into the experience. We see the idea of using virtual reality as a tool, as a blended learning. We see in the case study of the nursing and medical students use the HoloLens in COVID-19 trainings. And also, imagine that you have to you cut up the frog and understand inside how many frogs we have to die before we get smarter. So virtual reality can help save those lives too. virtual classes in virtual world, or even AI generated characters. This one I have to thank our proud Thai students in MIT Media Lab, Nong PP, actually research on that. It's quite an eye-opening, knowing that when we learn very same subject, could be math or physics, I would say I would be very delighted and very excited if I learned physics firsthand from Albert Einstein. That, for example, that can enhance our learning. You see, when we talk about virtual reality or metaverse, it's not just about gaming or play or entertainment. It's all about a lot of stuff. But of course, play and entertainment is the one that we have seen and experienced the most. Virtual concerts, healthcare gamification, or the way we play in the future will be very different. Or the way we move, we probably don't have to move as much because a lot of stuff can be done at home in one certain space. Or the way we move, in the bus, the long drive for 5 to 6 hours, but something that can help us more, relaxing and don't feel like such a long distance anymore, where we have the augmented reality along the course as gamifications as we ride the bus. So this is what's happening right now. A lot of businesses are into it and try to capture the opportunity. Last but not least, that I would feel that, yes, it's very important for us to look at the business opportunity to build the sustainability back into our world. Again, the idea of metaverse, the tool of virtual reality, can also help us understand what's going on around us, not just only the human point of view, but also in the animal's point of view, and help raise the awareness of the environmental issues. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? It's actually metaverse far beyond just the games or virtual lands or put the brand on the, the 3D world, but it's just all about changing the way we live together. So now I'm going to put my hat on just a few seconds before I hand it over back to you. Again, metaverse here is a very dawn of metaverse, a very early time. So yes, we could see some certain moments, just like we have seen in the cryptocurrency environment, that it will become a wild west for some time. And it's going to be bad if we're not careful, if it's going to be not so cool, if we're not responsible. So the crime, addiction, and data breach, or the social isolation could be the problems. But that should not discourage anyone to just, to explore this one further, but to be well aware that what might happen, and together we can help, put up structures and infrastructure, like from NIA to EDDA or the private sector, just like mine, can help create this good environment. So let me put my regulators hat on just one quick before we close this one down. Yes, that will be regulations, but please don't come too soon. But before we understand fully what it's all about. But I would like to be mindful with the key areas that I think this is a sensitive spot for us to look at it, for us to understand the risk and the opportunity. Number one, not just digital identity, but talking about the virtual identity that would also be the debate topics in the near future. 2, AI-human interaction, right violations, and also the AI ethic, which is, EDDA is working on it quite dramatically in the past years. Privacy, cybersecurity, transferability of the asset, because I do believe I'm an advocate of the digital asset, and also online and offline, virtual and real asset is going to be transferable. And this is how we need to build up the platform to make it more trustworthy and safe. 5th, intellectual property. And the last one, cross-border crime. Not just the cross-border from countries to countries, but I talk about the cross-border from verses to verses, and the verses to the real world. So these are 6 elements that I would like you to also be mindful of and create the metaverse together in such a pleasant way that our generation and next generation would also enjoy. I will close down my key takeaway as 4 points here. From the very beginning, I said once again, metaverse is already here, but it is still the dawn of metaverse. It's still early, and we all here together should build this one direction. Should build metaverse direction to be such a pleasant way. Metaverse, when we build, the objective it should not be to escape the reality, but rather it should be the way that we could engage deeper and better with our reality, just like the example of sustainability and climate change fight. Again, we talked about the metaverse is not just the aspect of technology, but we should design it in such an aspect of human, how we can be better in such a physical world and the virtual world. Another end is the customer needs or the user experience will be the key. We talked about the meta economy. Yes, we talked about the extension of reality. And yes, therefore, we talked about extension of the value and the business opportunity. Well, thank you so much, NAA, once again for having me here. It's very delighted to share our dream on Metaverse, and together we can make it still awesome Metaverse for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gandhi. I could not agree more with all the information that you have shared to us. It's very smooth and fun sessions that we get from you. Thank you very much once again. ค่ะก็สำหรับวันนี้นะคะเรายังมี
So for today, we still have many special sessions. And the first one, we just listen to Metaverse, unlimited in business opportunities, using technology and Metaverse and innovation of Metaverse to bring changes beyond our imagination, bringing new business opportunities. And is every company, every organization fully prepared for Metaverse implementation? Yes. So we just heard from Dr. Kandi. So next session is 6 Network Roadmap to Global Adoption from Thanakorn Jira, Business Development Manager, co-founder, co-CEO of 6 Network. This is for cryptocurrency traders. This is going to be very interesting topic for you. For 6 Network is the service provider of blockchain and cryptocurrency. And they are really into creating entrepreneurs and provide information on trends of cryptocurrency trading. And I can assure you that this is going to be a very interesting session for you.